Are we live?
I don't know.
I think we're live. Yes, live. Okay. Hi, my little scorpions. Welcome to the Conjurer's Table. It is me, Lucian, and I am here with the Wiz from...
Hello, how are you? From the Wizard's Tower.
Woohoo! So welcome back, guys, to another episode of the continued series, Tarot Thursday Symbolism. I had to think about that because it was a long title. And this is part 3 today of the majors, and we're going to finally get through the majors, you guys, today. So instead of doing 6 cards today, we are going to be talking about the last remaining 9 of the time to wake up
Hi.
of the majors.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude and look away. I'm just getting the comments set up on my laptop down here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
Awkward! I can hear myself.
I didn't know you were going to do it on your phone.
Yes. Hi, Karen. Welcome. So, we'll just kind of wait for everyone to filter in a little bit before we begin, because I know people do not really want to miss this.
Hi, Luna Rose.
Hi, Luna.
Hello.
Hi, Denise. How are you guys doing? Hi, Lene. How are you doing? Sorry if I keep going like this. It's because I have my phone over here to look at the chat, and then Dave has his computer over here to look at the chat. So Dave's actually is more up to date than mine. So
yes, you focus on the camera. I will read the important comments and we'll say hi.
Okay.
So let me see. Who did we leave off with? Luna Rose. So hi, Lana Smith. Hi, Karen Long. Hi, October.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Hi, October. Hi, Deborah.
Hi,
welcome,
Deborah.
welcome, you guys. Woo!
Welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to give it another minute before we start.
Yeah.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Hello, honey. Oh, hi, Shayna. How are you? No, we're not drinking tonight. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Awesome. Okay, you know what? There's enough people here for now, so I'm going to get started.
Let's do this.
So, guys, I'm going to switch screens here. Boop. So, today we are going to start with the Death card.
Or
in Dave's case, so my deck right here is the original Rider-Waite. Dave's deck right here is the Wizard's Tarot. And as you can tell right here, his card is actually labeled Transfiguration.
I love that about this deck.
So, let's get started, shall we? So, here we have the Death card. So, the Death card shows the Messenger of Death, a skeleton dressed in black armor riding a white horse. The skeleton represents the part of the body which survives long after life has left it. The armor that he's wearing symbolizes invincibility and that death will come no matter what, you guys. The dark color is that of mourning and the mysterious, while the horse, right here, is the symbol of purity and acts as a symbol of strength as well as power. Death carries a black flag right here, decorated with a white 5-petal rose, reflecting beauty, purification, and immortality, and the number 5 representing change. Together, these symbols reveal that death isn't just about life ending. Death is about endings, beginnings, birth, rebirth, change, as well as transformation. There is beauty and death, and it is an inherent part of being alive, you guys. The royal figure appears to be dead on... Oh, a royal figure. Sorry, where's the figure? Oh. Is there no royal... Oh, sorry, right here. Had to give me a second look there. So the royal figure that appears to be dead on the ground, while a young woman and the child and a bishop plead with the skeleton to spare them. But as we all know, death spares no one. In the background, a boat floats down a river. And where's the boat on here? Well, there's the river, so the boat's somewhere around there. Akin to the mythological boats in the Escorting the Dead of the Afterlife. On the horizon, the sun sets between two towers. So here's the sun, and those are the two towers. Oh, the moon also appears in the moon card. In a sense, dying each night and being reborn every morning. So that is the symbolism of the death card in the original Rider-Waite. Now let's take a look at Dave's card, the Transfiguration.
Okay, so one thing you'll notice off the bat, it's transfiguration and not death. So let's see how that differs, or does it? Okay, hold on, let me bring it up. Okay, transfiguration. Old habits may die hard, but the professor of transfiguration will guide you through the process of self-transformation. The key symbols. Transfiguration is the card of metamorphosis and rebirth. In a tarot reading, it often describes the connection between ending and a new beginning. The professor is a master of shape-shifting. He's pictured in the process of transforming from human form into the shape of a Proteus butterfly. I don't know how they get that. Oh, yeah. Oh, it does.
It does kind of look a little bit like a butterfly.
The Proteus butterfly was named for the Greek god Proteus, who could foretell the future. However, those who wanted Proteus to divine the future for them had to overpower him first. He resists by shape-shifting into a wide range of creatures. Butterflies are long-standing symbols of transformation because they evolve from an earthbound caterpillar to a creature of air during a single lifetime. So as you can tell by this card, it basically stands for something ending and a new beginning, a transfiguration. So let's read practical magic here. Most of us are constantly in the process of remaking ourselves. We want to shed unhealthy habits and unproductive beliefs and replace them with wholesome thoughts and behaviors. The process of transformation and release, however, always comes with a price. Sometimes it seems unbearably high. In order to change, we have to relinquish the comfort and control of our old selves and venture into a new, unknown territory. So it's a big, big, big transformation. It's not just a small change. It's not something to, take lightly. It is a major change, like a caterpillar to the butterfly.
One thing I also like is what Thomas said, and I'm just going to read the comments here. It says, also, the white rose is a royal symbol of the House of York, and as in the War of the Roses and the Tudor period. That's awesome. Did not know that. So let's just quickly zoom in here, back to the cards, and note the differences. So obviously, my deck has like a lot going on. It's a bigger scene with lots going on. Dave's deck is a little bit more simplistic, but what I like about it is you clearly see the roses, obviously the death, obviously there's no horse and extra, but I like how Dave's card is more true to the actual death card itself, because in this deck, a lot of people see the death card and the skull, and they're like, ooh, death's coming for you, you're going to die. Whereas Dave's...
they see it more as a literal.
Right.
Where in this card, you can still see it as a literal, because that is the literal meaning. You see, the shape-shifting, the transformation, the major change, which is what the death card traditionally, or in my case here, the transfiguration cards. Some of the things I like about just putting these two together is you will notice there are some ties, right? We do have the white roses, right? Over here, we do have a death representation in the form of a skull. right? You notice he's got two towers. Well, over here there's two candles, right? There's a sun, but what's kind of cool to the effect is you see behind his head. Is that light just of the sun, or is it part of the transfiguration? Because what if you notice, you actually see the night sky up here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very makes you go and one thing also to notice is there's some runic symbols on both sides here.
Oh, it's kind of like similar to the two towers here.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I noticed. Oh, yes, because if you look, the two towers and the sun in the middle, two towers and the sun in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Another thing that I really like is how it's literal of transfiguration. He's getting ready to transform into something different,
Yeah.
from human into something that can take flight and is beautiful at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like about this is the transfiguration is more of a beautiful transition, whereas this one kind of is a little bit more gory. It's like, death's coming to get you.
Yeah.
So that, guys, is the death card. So let's move on to the next card, which is Temperance. And let me just get that card looking all pretty for you.
Temperance.
So,
Or is it?
Temperance. So the Temperance card shows a large winged angel who is both masculine and feminine. She wears a light blue robe with a triangle enclosed in a square on the front. Right here, so the robe with the square and the triangle. This represents that the humans, the triangle, are bound by the earth and natural law, the square. The angel balances on one foot on the rocks, expressing the need to stay grounded, hence balancing on the rocks right here. And she has 1 foot in the water, showing the need to be in flow. She pours water in between two cups, symbolically representing the flow and alchemy of life. In the background, there's a winged path a winding path up to a mountain range, right here, reflecting the journey through life. Above the mountains hovers a gold crown encasing in a glowing light. Right here. Can't really see the crown, but it's kind of there. This is the symbol of taking the higher path and staying true to one's purpose and meaning in life. Now let's take a look at the Alchemist card.
Okay, so the Alchemist card. Countless alchemists have lost their money and their health in the pursuit of the Philosopher's Stone, the master catalyst that could turn lead into gold. Mandrake Academy's Professor of Alchemy can help you avoid their costly mistakes. Alchemy is a science, but it's also an art. In this card, this is the card of balance. Where's the pointer?
Oh, right here. Sorry.
This is the card of balance, harmony, and creative solutions to age-old problems. The alchemist's task is to refine and transform ordinary base matter into a purer, more noble material. His work on the physical plane is a metaphor for spiritual development. So this is kind of the key, like what the scene is here. High in the tower of Mandrake Academy, the Professor of Alchemy is at work on a series of experiments. In this case, he's blending the contents of two vials, one red and one blue. The mixture embodies the union of opposites, such as fire and water, air and earth, male and female, and active to reactive. The alchemist wears glasses, right, which represent his scientific vision. His glasses double as safety goggles to protect and preserve eyesight. The lab is equipped with a wide range of scientific tools. Each piece has a specialized purpose, but all of the equipment is in place for a single objective: transformation. So, and it goes on to describe the scene, but the gist of the story here is transfiguration is just, I mean, not transfer. The alchemist is kind of just what it is. It's carefully weighing, carefully mixing. It's, you know, just like it said in here, harmony, balance. When I see this card in a reading, I see here, do this. When I see this card in a reading, I see it as a message of weigh some options carefully, calculate each move, carefully measure, you know, measure and divvy or dole out in balance, right? You can't overmix and undermix one to the other. It's that calculated, proceed with, you know, calculated caution that I see when I pull this card in a reading.
So then that means that the Temperance card is Matt War. Wow.
The first day with my new mouse.
Right? It's my first day, guys.
I just learned how to use this thing.
So it basically means that Temperance is a card of calculated balance versus other cards that are more based upon intuition.
Think of the word temperance, right? A derivative of that is to temper. And what does that mean? When you temper metal, it's a slow hammering process. Each you know, stroke of the hammer is a calculated, you know, whack on the blade to form like a knife or what have you. It's a calculated and precise process.
And it's slow. It's about taking your time when calculating and weighing your options, not trying to rush into it right away.
Indeed.
So, let's see the differences. Obviously, there's a lot. Dave's is more of a... What is he? What is he, Dave?
He's an alchemist.
Oh, okay, that's what it's called. Oh, duh. It's the alchemist. As it says right there. So, let's zoom in. So, Dave's obviously is more of an alchemist versus an angel. But at the same time, if you notice, even though there's an angel here, you still see a little bit of the heavens right over here.
That's a thunderstorm.
Well, it's still the sky. Angels come from the sky, Dave.
Okay.
And then if you notice up here, there's like this little... Is that an alligator? Oh, yeah, that's an alligator. So, alligators I think of as coming from nature.
They make great boots.
So, somewhat it's a bit of a stretch, but kind of symbolizes the nature. Oh my god, and it's of water, because alligators live in the water, so it's kind of like a match to nature and water itself. Why it's hovering over the alchemist, I don't know. Maybe he's like in a rush because he doesn't want that to, like, you know, drop on him. But then as we can clearly see, the mixing between the two. What else do we have here? Yeah. Do you see anything, Dave?
I get a total different vibe. So, when I look at my card here, I you know, when I look out here, I see less of like the heavens. I see just a storm in the background, and I'm not sure what the significance of that is. It could be me, you know, maybe a lightning bolt from God. So maybe it is spiritual. The thing in common I do see is the pouring from one vessel to the other. In the alchemist case, it's making a mixture. Is that the same in this case? It could be, or it could be transferring from one goblet to the next. You mentioned the alligator, and there was a comment in here that Uncle Badger...
Debbie said something too.
Yeah. When you... Debbie. Yeah. When you think of how a croc or an alligator kills, it's a slow, methodical, calculated move. So, alligators, crocodiles are very calculating animals. So this whole card is all about the calculation. You know, it's that careful mixing.
Is that it? Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Okay. So, let's go back to us for a second. Well, guys, that was the Temperance card. So let's move on to the next.
I'm gonna burp
So
it.
now we have the devil. And sorry, guys, if I'm kind of going through this quickly. I'm trying to go slow, but I'm going through it because we have 9 cards to get through tonight versus the 6. And the last time it took us 45 minutes to get through 6 cards.
Well, let's not rush the cards.
Well, don't worry. There's a lot to actually say about the devil card because it's one of my
Yeah.
most favorite cards.
Even if we have to divide this and do one more live on this, that would be fine. Let's not shortchange the cards.
No, doing it in one video.
No.
Okay, let's zoom in. So here we have El Diablo. In Dave's case, the Dark Lord. So, little bit about El Diablo. So, the devil card shows Baphomet, or the horned goat of Mendes, a creature that is half man and half goat, hence the manly features, and then the goat features below and the horns. Baphomet originally represented the balance between good and evil, male and female, human and animal. However, more recently, this figure has been linked to the occult and has become a scapegoat for all things considered evil. Get it, guys? Scapegoat? Because he's part goat. So the devil has the wings of a vampire bat up here. Bats don't... That's a monkey, Dave.
No, that's...
Some
sound effects.
So, of a vampire bat, an animal that sucks the blood life out of its prey. Symbolic of what happens when you give in to your raw desires. He has a hypnotic stare which magnetizes and entrances those who come near him, bringing them under his power. So, his kind of little cross-eyed look there, very entrancing. Makes you wonder, definitely. Above him is an inverted pentagram, a sign of the darker side of magic and occultism. He raised his right hand in the Vulcan salute, a Jewish blessing later made famous by the film Star Trek series.
Yes, the Vulcan!
Yes!
Live long and prosper!
Yes! In his left hand...
Live long and prosper.
Yes, as Dave shows us. In his left hand, I forget because we're looking at this card backwards, he holds a lit torch. At the foot of the devil stands a man. Oh, no, he's over here. A man and a woman, both naked and chained to a podium in which the devil sits. They appear to be held there against their will, but look closer, and you will notice that the chains around their necks are loose and can be easily removed. Each has small horns on their head like the devil's. Oh, I actually didn't even notice that first. Oh, okay. Because I thought those little horns were actually part of like the design of the devil. So this is a sign that they are becoming increasingly like him, and the longer that they stay there. Both of them have tails, which are kind of these grapey things. Oh, I guess she has a grape tail and he has a flame tail. A further symbol of their animalistic tendencies and raw instincts. And the grapes and the fire on their respective tails signify pleasure and lust. So she's the pleasure, he's the lust.
If you put that together, it'll make raisins.
Or burnt raisins, if you ask me. Okay, Dave, let's take a look at the
so
Dark
the
Lord.
Dark Lord. So, a true wizard or witch must understand the power of darkness. Dark magic involves the forces and destruction, the forces of destruction, banishment, and restraint. Dark shadows help us gauge dimension, and darkness helps define the light. Dark magic is a necessity, or is a necessary force that helps keep the forces of growth and creation in balance. The forces of darkness depicted in this card might seem negative, but they're a necessary component of magical training and practice. Dark magic is not evil. It's not black magic, and it's not intended to jeopardize or to harm. So key symbols. In the depths of a subterranean classroom, the Dark Lord restrains two oversized toads right? Two students who have been temporarily transformed. The Dark Lord's motives aren't clear, but nothing is obvious in this card. He could be protecting the students, tormenting them, or reining them in. As it happens, the students are learning a lesson. The chains are a symbol of ignorance, and the students forged the links themselves. They took a backwards view of freedom and responsibility, and they refused to be chained to a desk. They failed to recognize the liberating effect of education, and they devolved into a lower life form, which is an interesting story. I guess looking at it, and even when you mentioned your card here, how you have to take a second look. I don't typically get that vibe from this card when I get it in a reading, but it is kind of true. I mean, anything could be happening. But see, when I see the Dark Lord card or a Devil card, to me in a reading, that means, be careful of manipulation. Because if you look, the Dark Lord is in control. And whether he's reining the students in or teaching them a lesson, it is a form of manipulation. It could be, depending on how the card lands in a spread, it could possibly mean, what was I going to say? Follow your intuition or follow the manipulation. You might be getting manipulated into the proper path, if that makes sense. But what was that?
What?
You?
Oh, I hit the bottle.
Okay. But so that's what I see with the Dark Lord. Now, similarities. I mean, the one obvious similarity is, you have, the devil or the horned goat god thing here, or the Dark Lord, both holding chains. To an extent, he's sitting on top of it, but there's that commonality, the subjugation, the control, if you would. And
then
I did notice the pentagram,
the pentagram
on the top of, each head, which to me, from my pagan views and stuff, that does to me represent evil. So there can be, it doesn't make the overall card, but it's saying that, almost like a warning that that's a possibility, and that's out there. Don't disregard, I don't see anything else.
One thing I'm just going to note
what you
that I
got.
actually really like is how the devil in this card is more based off of what our views are of the devil within this card.
Yeah.
But what I like about Dave's deck is that the devil or evil doesn't always come in the form of a monster. It could be something that's as simple as another person. It could be representing, like Dave's card, evil that resides in all of us.
It could be.
To an extent.
Or
Not saying that every single person's evil, but
no, but it could also mean that you
represent
never
that we
know.
have a darker side.
Well, that's where I talk about manipulation, because it could be a case where you don't know. This, he looks like, he's got a very menacing stare, but that's because you found out that he's the Dark Lord. But I can imagine, him blending in to regular society.
Right.
the schlep sitting in the cube next to you, pounding on his keyboard all day long. That's probably what drove him crazy to begin with.
Patty Pat said, "Beware of Voldemort."
Voldemort. But seriously, you never know. People can manipulate you, for better or for or for worse, while in their own heart, people can manipulate you for the worst, while in their own heart think and convince themselves that it's for the better. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before we move on to the next card, I just want to quickly say hi to everyone that came in.
Yay.
So, Starting from the beginning,
Hi.
who I haven't said hi to. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Denise, Deborah, Shayna. Who else we have here? Debbie, Patty Pat, Shauna.
Yeah.
I said hi to you twice, Shauna. So
Wow,
special.
she's special.
Who else? Luna Rose. Fatima, Lily. Hello, Katie. Hello, Jess. Hello. Let's just repeat people. Who else? Hi, Justin. Hello, Mama Squirrel. And that's it. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Okay, let's move on to the next card.
Moving on to...
Next, we have... Oh my God, you guys. I'm
card.
so excited about the tower.
This
because
is
this is going to be a
awesome
fun card to talk about
fucking
between
card. This
Dave's
card
card
is
and my card.
freaking awesome.
Between my card and Dave's card. Because as you can tell, oof, child, lots to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about
You read yours
the
first.
tower.
I don't even know. If I wanna read
Where's
it.
the thingy?
Oh,
the little pointer. Okay, so we have the tower card. You know what I should have done was just kind of quickly talked about what it represents, which I should have done in the beginning. But so, as we know, the tower card represents sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, and awakening. So, the tower shows a tower perched on top of a rocky mountain. Lightning strikes the building, which sets the building alight, and two people leap from the windows. Those are the two people leaping. Oh no, so tragic. Head first, arms outstretched. This is a scene of chaos and destruction. The tower itself is a solid structure, but because it has been built on shaky foundations, it only takes one bolt of lightning to bring it down. It represents ambitions and goals. Goals? What are goals? Goals made on false promises. Hence the goal. Why do I want to keep saying goals? Goals. And then the rocky, I assume, is probably the false promises. The lightning represents a sudden urge of energy and insight that leads to a breakthrough or revelation. It enters via the top of the building and knocks off the crown. There's the crown being knocked off. Bye-bye. Symbolizing energy flowing from one universe through the crown chakra. The people are desperate to escape from the burning building, not knowing awaits for them as they fall. Around them are 22 flames. I assume these are the little flame bits. I'm not going to count them, but I assume those are the flame bits. Representing the 12 signs of the zodiac, 10 points of the tree of life, suggesting that even in times of disaster, there's always divine intervention. Ooh. So let's move on to Dave's.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Ciao.
The tower. The tower.
Take a drink.
I should do it in the Captain Jack Sparrow drunk voice, but I won't. Anyways, this is a great card. One of my favorite cards. The tower is under assault from every direction, and all of the elements are in play. The tower is often associated with Mars, the god of war, and the destruction and havoc he can wreak. It can symbolize anger, upheaval, destruction, and ruin. The tower can be a lightning rod for change. The tower represents enlightenment, inspiration, and release. Ultimately, the tower experience is one of purification. Key symbols. Some towers are lighthouses, stations of guidance and warning. Some are watchtowers, places of protection and guarding. Some are prisons, where lost souls languish and waste away. At Mandrake Academy, the tower is a laboratory where human experience is the basis of a grand experiment. The tower houses the alchemy lab. Ow, cat. From this vantage point, you can see the alchemist inside. He's standing at the top of the staircase. So he's that there. I don't know if you can see the little guy in there. That's our alchemist from the previous card.
Which is really cool, actually.
The tower spiral staircase rises up in a double helix shape of human DNA. The stairway symbolizes evolution and growth, as well as the climb to achievement and success.
The helix.
The helix.
Yeah.
What about the helix?
No, you were just talking about it.
Ow, ow, ow!
Sorry. The cat's needing Dave.
Yeah, the cat's going to get a slap. So the big difference that I see in this tower, right, you'll notice, and even in his text, one single lightning bolt is enough to take this tower down. It's done. Mm-hmm. You got people, they're like jumping out windows like what is
they're
it?
Like, bye, Felicia.
They're bye, Felicia, under my head up on this rock. Like this one, forget it. Boink, that's it. Bumbles bounce. I don't know if these people do.
Bumbles bounce, McGee.
And this tower, right? There's lightning all around it, and there's no destruction. You know, there is the depiction of that destructive force. It is there, and it's fascinating that they chose the alchemist to be the guy inside there, because he's the calculating one. So, when you get this card in a reading, it is a wake-up call, but it is also to make sure you're going in the right direction. So that's the wake-up call. And if you know you are in your heart, right, press on and have patience and determination. Because in this card, the tower weathers the storm. Now, there's a whole lot of shaking going on, but the tower stands in this storm, right? And like the text says, it could be that lightning rod, right? In ancient days, I think even in modern days, during storms, ships would be, sailing up the coastline, and lighthouses would be there with the bright beacon to stop them from, crashing into the rocks. It's kind of the same thing. That's, the tower. Yeah, very interesting. It's how it has that many meanings. Guidance in a tumultuous or in a stormy situation, or just a symbol to persevere and press on. Interesting. And that's a melon right there.
Okay, my turn.
Yay!
So what I see is pretty much kind of what Dave said, but what I love is how you can see, because remember when we were talking about the alchemist card and we're like, okay, well, what's the thunder in the sky? If you notice, this is the lightning that was behind the alchemist. So we definitely know that that's the alchemist that's standing in the tower. So what I love is, to me, these two tower cards are like complete opposites. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that! Look at that, you guys!
And I love how, like, the window, it's the same shape.
Yep.
I mean, it's
so
like...
that's him.
That's him.
Oh, where is he? There he is.
There he is. I love how that ties together.
Wait, can I see that card again? It's like in the shows when they're like, okay, can we get a close-up, please? Thank you. Anyways, so what I love is, to me, these two tower cards are like somewhat opposites, but somewhat similar. So as we obviously see, this tower card, my tower card, is all about destruction, chaos, craziness going up all around us, flames, fire, the whole works. And then we have Dave's card that's more of the opposite. Yes, there's chaos that's around us, but it's about having the strength and the durability to weather through the storm that surrounds all of us.
Yes.
I I love Dave's card. This is actually the one tower card that I've ever seen where it's like you still see like the chaos, but like the tower still stands. So interesting. Oh, as Thomas said, sorry, I'm just gonna do this so you don't see my double chins.
There's double them chins up
so
there.
Uncle Thomas said, I got the idea that it's about coming down from one's crystal tower, which is to not forget one's everyday humble things while pursuing enlightenment.
Sure.
Love that. Love that, Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie, you guys. Dave, wake up. So next we have... Oop, earthquake. That's the tower. Ooh. So next, guys, we have... Boom. The star. The star shining.
I thought that was a guy at first, but then I saw the boobs.
Girl.
Because it looked very male at first look.
No. That looks weird. Clearly female to me.
Well, now when
I don't know what you think men look like, but they clearly don't look like that.
Well.
Hey, what you trying to say? I feel like my boobs.
No, okay. It's just weird. I had to take a double take. It was very weird.
Okay. So up next we have the star. So the star, let me zoom in.
Shining in the night.
The star card shows a naked woman, Dave, kneeling at the edge of a small pool. She holds 2 containers of water. Ba-boom, ba-boom. In her left hand, hold on, I gotta figure this out. Her left hand, which is the subconscious, and the other one in her right hand, the conscious. She pours the water out to nourish the earth and to continue the cycle of fertility, represented by the lush greenery around her. Sure. I mean, lush, very lush, guys. We have 1 tree, a couple little blurps of, like, seedlings. Very lush.
Like Mojave Desert.
On the other container... Oh, sorry. The other container pours into the water into dry land in 5 rivulets representing the 5 senses. Oh, okay. So here's the little rivulets. Rivulets. The woman has 1 foot on the ground, representing her practical abilities and good common sense, and the other foot is in the water, representing her intuition and inner resources.
That foot looks like it's on the water. Is she like Moses?
Right? She's parting the Red Sea, Dave.
It's like walking on water. She's like Jesus.
This represents listening to her inner voice. She is naked, representing her vulnerability and purity under the vastness of this night starry sky. The starry sky, you guys.
That's been stars.
The star.
The stars upon ours.
Behind her, behind her shines 1 large star, representing her core essence, and 7 smaller stars, boom, 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 representing her core. Oh no, representing the chakras. Oh, that's interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7 chakras, you guys. Huh. So that is the star.
That's chakring.
No. So funny, Dave.
It's so funny.
So let's see what Dave's is about. Oh my God! What the hell just happened?
What the hell did you just?
There we go. We're back.
Hello, we're back. Yeah.
That was weird.
Okay, the Art of Tarot is. Oh wow! It flickered on the screen. All right, the Art of Tarot is inextricably linked with the study of the stars. The professor of astrology will help you make the most of both forms of divination. In tarot, the star card symbolizes guidance. The most prominent star in the background is Venus. It's commonly known as the morning and evening star, a beacon of guidance, hope, and inspiration. The card also represents the power of myth. Storytellers have used the stars as a launching point to describe our most secret hopes and dreams. Key symbols. The professor of astrology looks like Nut, the Egyptian goddess of the sky. She wears a dress made of stars in the blue night sky, the fabric of time and space. The spiraling snake bracelet on her arm symbolized the spiraling energy of the universe, as well as the soul's desire to escape the bonds of earth and reunite with the God of creation. The professor is unrolling an astrological chart, a snapshot of the planets at an important moment in time. An astrological chart can be read as a celestial plan, a grand design, and the blueprint of existence. 4 lightning bugs flicker past the living stars, one for each element and each suit of the minor arcana.
Oh, the 4, they're like in this corner right there.
Wait a minute.
The lightning bugs?
Yeah, where the fuck's the lightning bugs?
They're near the pillar, Dave.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, they're like, they look like stars, but they're yellow.
Right, you would have thought they were stars for a second.
The armillary sphere at the professor's feet, whatever that thing, is a scale model of the universe, with the cobalt sphere of Earth as its center. There's a sextant, a tool of navigation, on the bench in front of her. Sextants measure the altitude, that's this thing, altitude of objects above the horizon, in order to calculate longitude. It's a tool to help one find one's place in the world.
Longitude.
Another navigational tool, a compass, sits by her side. A compass aligns itself with the Earth's magnetic fields, a symbol of invisible power. The highlights the 4 cardinal directions. Because the star card, wow, this is long. Because the star card is associated with the astrological sign Aquarius, the constellation Aquarius is visible in the background. Well, I guess that's there somewhere. The most prominent star in the background is Venus. We had mentioned that. And it goes on for like another chapter and a half, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. But when I see the star card, to me it represents a sense of direction, a sense of
hope,
Yeah,
wishing. Like
hope.
when you think about it, wish upon a star.
Yeah, I've never read it like that. Interesting, but it could possibly, yeah. I see it as a little bit scientific.
I also see it as planning because it looks
As
like she's in
planning.
deep contemplation.
Yeah, she's looking at a star chart of the night sky.
Trying to map something out.
Yeah,
Could
exactly.
also mean probably destiny, do you think? Because of the
It
constellations,
could.
and there's always the belief that the constellations map out.
No, people
eh.
believe that everything is according to some plan, whether it's God's plan or whatever plan. But there's a plan. We have a destiny. It's in our path. And I believe it's predetermined at our birth, because I believe we travel through many lives. But it's a plan, and she could be studying that very plan, as if to say the plan of our lives.
Where's Pointer?
What'd you do with it?
I didn't do. Oh, thank you. I like how in Dave's card it's more of like a modern take. Obviously, she is closed. Ain't got no nakedness there.
Yeah, she ain't having none of that nonsense.
No, we have the brightest star. We have the massive bright star.
That's like
And
the
then
sun.
I love how my card's more of like the primordial version of Dave's. It like goes back to the day when we didn't wear clothes. And then we can move to the day where we are wearing clothes.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, you wouldn't want this
Lord.
fat. No.
Lord, we wouldn't be a vision.
They'd be flinging harpoons at this over here.
Whale! I saw a whale!
That's a kitty.
But yeah, I mean, the only actual
Is stars and a
similarity are
female.
the stars. Yeah, the stars and female. The only difference.
Yeah.
I like mine is more about the connection of nature and the balance
Yeah, mine's like the complete
And then the
opposite.
subconscious and what's the opposite? Conscious. The connection to the 7 chakras. Dave's is more of like the scientific approach. Mine's more of the natural approach.
Sorry.
Beautiful, Dave.
It happens.
Hold on. I'm just gonna go on the chat for a
I like
second.
the scientific look, but slightly esoteric as well. Of this one.
Thomas went, naked lady.
Put some clothes on that. Shame, shame.
She's skyclad. Exactly, Deborah. Hold on, I'm just scrolling up because some of you guys said some interesting stuff. Thomas said 7 stars. 7 is important in alchemy as there are 7 principles of transformation. And there's also the Plough constellation, which has 7 stars in it. That's fascinating. And Creative Coffee goes, why pour it back into the water? I mean, right? Like, dude, if you took it out the water, might as well drink it and not put it back in.
Maybe it tastes like shit.
Or, hello, why not just use the same cup and pour it there? Why you need 2 damn cups? Ugh, she not simplistic. I guess we're not as primordial as we thought.
Well, she's definitely the smarter one.
She's definitely smarter. I mean, hello. Yeah. Hello.
Smart and dumb as a bag of hammers.
Good. What else, you guys?
All right, what's next? Next card. Oh,
next we have... Oh, yeah.
I just showed them my moon.
We have El Muno. Just kidding. I don't know what moon is in Espanol, but I'm going to say...
Luna.
Luna. We have La Luna.
Luna.
La Luna. Let's zoom in, folks.
Lenunsten. Where the hell?
So, the moon. Pointer?
Why do you keep putting it over here?
I don't. You take it and put it next to you, Dave.
Lies, Manelli.
So we have the moon card, which shows a full moon in the night sky. Hello, that's a full moon in the night sky. The moon is a symbol of intuition, dreams, and the subconscious. Just kidding, the unconscious. Hence, when we sleep, we are unconscious and not wide awake. The light is dim compared to the sun, and only slightly illuminates the path to higher consciousness, and winding between two towers, not powers. In the foreground is a small pool, right here, representing the watery subconscious mind. A small crayfish crawls out of the pool, symbolizing the early stages of conscious unfolding. A dog and a wolf, right? That's the dog? Yeah, that's the dog, that's the wolf. Stand in the grassy field, howling at the moon, representing both the tamed and the wild aspects of our mind.
What's with the bug?
What bug?
The bug. What's this thing?
That's a lobster, Dave. Oh, wait, or was it a crayfish, Dave?
Oh, it's a crayfish.
Yes, not a bug.
That's cray-cray.
Yeah, it's cray.
Okay. Moon card. The professor of lunar magic is the physical embodiment of moonlight. She'll help you tap into the magical powers of the moon. For basic lunar magic, track the phases of the moon by watching the sky. The new moon is a time to plan new ventures, and new beginnings. The waxing moon is a time to perform spells for growth. Full moon offers a time for divination and dream work. Waning moon lends itself to banishing magic. Also, the time to complete unfinished work. Key symbols. The professor of lunar magic is pictured in a sacred circle of standing stones. Right? She's in the stones.
Well, she's not in the stone. She's surrounded by them.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. The megaliths separate the land of the night and the shadows from everyday world of the sun. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry. When you said she's in the stones, I was like, damn, that'd be like really depressing if she was
is
like
pictured. Look, I'm reading the text. The professor of lunar magic is pictured in a sacred circle of standing stones.
Okay.
She's in the sacred circle of stones. Now stop it! I give you ones with those. She's scantily dressed so she can clothe herself in moonlight. She is raising her arms and lifting her face to the sky, drawing down the powers of the moon. She's dancing, spinning in slow revolutions like the moon in its passage around the earth and sun. All of the phases of the moon are depicted in the graphic at the top of the card. But the full moon is missing because she's drawn it down to herself. Though it's kind of like, that's kind of the full moon behind the, not, the thing. The moon is used as a useful marker to chart the cycles of our lives. The moon is closely linked to pregnancy and childbirth because its phases so clearly match the pregnant female form. What? Who the frick wrote the slim, then round, full, and then slim again?
The different phases of the moon.
No, I should think about the female form. Like, I don't know.
Hello, the female form.
Yeah, whatever. A close look at her figure will reveal that the professor embodies all three forms of the triple goddess: maiden, mother, and crone. Her figure is slim, like a young woman. However, her stomach is curvy, and her breasts are full. She got them full milk duds there.
Oh, and then the white hair represents the crone.
Well, maybe let's get
assume.
there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Her stomach is curvy and her breasts are full. She has either given birth recently or she's in the early stages of pregnancy. At the same time, her hair is silver, which suggests the wisdom and experience of the crone.
On point.
Yeah.
So, 1 point,
Interesting.
Lucian.
So I see moons.
Obviously.
One thing I noticed is
I
that
should hope
there's
so.
the crescent moon face in there.
Well, no, if you look at it, because this moon here shows the different stages of this moon, even though this one's broken up into several parts.
Yeah.
We have the full moon, which I'm thinking is like the lighter part. We have the next stage of the moon, where it's kind of this here, is right here. And then we have this stage, which is here, the face. And then the crescent, which is that little sliver right there. And then when it goes into the dark moon, it's the full moon without the little squiggles.
Yeah.
So smart.
There's definitely, we have the canine creatures, but I don't know. I think these are about the same. I don't know. It could be a wolf and a dog or something.
They're some kind of creatures.
Yeah, there's something.
There's definitely two different ones of them.
Yeah, they're just very interesting. They look like Doberman pinchers.
And then we obviously have kind of somewhat towers. There's more than one.
Oh yeah, there's towers and there's stones.
And
So
the stones,
interesting,
kind of
there's a
acting like
little
towers.
Correlation, yeah. I don't know what this big circle is. I don't know if she fell in there, it would suck. But...
Well, to me, that kind of looks like a well of some sort, so that could act... Oh, I'm pointing at the screen over here as if, like, you guys can see where I'm pointing. But it kind of represents to me like
the
this.
water, it could.
There ain't no crayfish, though.
Well, they would have fallen down, and it would suck for them.
And then, obviously, there ain't no woman standing there with her full breasts and her somewhat pregger's belly and her silvery, fierce hair.
I didn't notice the flip of the
I
flap
wish
on
my
that,
hair was silver. No, I like my
I wish
dark
I
hair.
had hair.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go to the comments for a second. Hi, Lady Blind Wolf. Because someone said, Deborah said the moon illuminates, also hides things in shadows it casts. And Uncle Thomas.
You know, there is nothing better than a summer's night when the moon is full and you're outside and it's warm and you're just basking in the moonlight. I love being out on moonlit summer nights. It's so awesome.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Thomas said, the tame and the wild side of the same creature. Oh, yeah, because that could be kind of the same
Yeah, it
creature,
could be.
but
Yeah.
representing two sides.
Yeah.
And both sharing a common knowledge of cosmic bodies. Yeah, it's strange how the moon holds so much sway over us.
Yeah.
Also, when you think about it,
It manipulates oceans.
see, this could also somewhat represent duality in a sense, because we have the two towers. We have the two animals. One's darker, one's lighter.
Yeah.
When you think about it. Where was I going with this? The moon also represents, as Thomas said, sway over us. It does have the effect of push and pull when it comes to water. Right there.
Tides.
Yes, tides. That's the word. Thank you, Dave. You're so smart.
I am. I'm smart.
So, guys, that's the moon. We have 3 cards left.
Jesus,
Gonna get through this, guys. Gonna get through this. So next we have the sun with the creepy baby.
I hate that card.
It's the creepy baby card.
This one's so much better. Look how
I know.
hot
There's
he
no
is.
creepy
He's
baby.
like,
Oof. Yes. Ooh. I just about flood my basement. So let's zoom in here. So here we have creepy baby card with creepy face sun. The sun card radiates with optimism and positivity. A large bright sunshine shines in the sky. Sunshine? Yeah, sunshine. A large bright sun shines in the sky, representing the source of life, all life on Earth. Underneath, 4 sunflowers grow tall above a brick wall. So there are the 4 little sunflowers and the brick wall. This represents the 4 suits of the major arcana and the 4 elements. In the foreground down here, a young naked child sits on top of a calm white horse. Why it gotta be white?
Why it's gotta be a naked child?
Right. The child represents the joy of being connected with your inner spirit, and his nakedness is a sign he has nothing to hide. Well, that's for sure. And all the innocence and purity of childhood. Child, if you're running around naked, that ain't no purity there. That's, you gotta cover up in this world. Yeah. The white horse is also a sign of purity and strength. Oh yeah, that sounds better. Mine just sounds like it's dying.
You just killed a horse. You handed me the pointy thing, so I guess I go.
Your turn.
The sun is masculine and active. The sun radiates the energy and heat that the moon reflects. The sun symbolizes the light of the world, and in myth and religion alike, the sun symbolizes gods who die and are reborn. In astrology, the sun takes center stage as the symbol of ego and the self. In tarot, the sun card symbolizes those same astrological principles, like consciousness and self-awareness. Key symbol. The professor of solar magic is one of the brightest young stars of Mandrake Academy. He's yummy too. And he embodies all of the solar power of his ruling planet. He's youthful, energetic, and strong. His skin glows with good health, and his hair has been lightened by the sun. Like that sun bleach, it's so hot. He's seated on a window seat where he can bask in the sun. He's holding a solar disc, a gold-plated representation of the wheel of the year. The wheel has 8 spokes, 1 for each solar holiday. 4 sunflowers, 1 for each season of the year, grow outside his classroom window. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we're about to do. Sunflowers normally turn to face the sun's light, But in this case, they've turned to face the professor. Right, he's looking at the window, and they're looking back at him.
Uh-huh.
The professor's familiar creature, a white horse, also stands outside. According to myth and legend, the sun god Apollo used white horses to pull his chariot across the sky. The professor's window seat is carved with the astrological glyph for the sun. Oh, I guess that's that.
Oh, the circular thing.
I guess that's that, yeah.
Is it just a circle? Oh, circle with a dot.
The Hebrew letter Rash is carved next to the sun glyph, meaning head or face. That. So there's two glyphs there. A face. It's interesting to note that the Hebrew letter assigned to the moon card refers to the book of the head. The sun and moon are natural counterparts. The sun is masculine
Masculine.
and active, as opposed to the feminine and receptive aspects of the moon. The sun radiates the energy and heat that the moon reflects. While Apollo was the god of the sun, his sister Diana was the goddess of the moon. Yes, the sun symbolizes the light of the world. And in myth and religion alike, the sun symbolizes gods who die and are reborn. In astrology, the sun takes center stage as the symbol of ego and the self. In tarot, the sun card symbolizes those same astrological principles like consciousness and self-awareness. In practical magic, Mandrake Academy observes the following Sabbats, the solar holidays that occur 8 times a year, as the Earth reaches pivotal points on its journey around the sun. The 4 cross-quarter days are greater Sabbats. They coincide with the Celtic fire festivals. The 4 solstices, the equinoxes mark the lesser Sabbats. So, yeah, he's talking about the solstice of the sun. So, yeah, when I see this card, yeah, I see it's very, depending on when I get it in a reading, but like when I look at it like blind face like this, he's holding the wheel of the air as he contemplates something, right, while taking in the energy from the sun. It's just interesting. Some similarities, right? You'll notice the sunflowers are similar between both cards. The white horse, right?
The sun is obviously evident because of the sun radiating through the window in Dave's
True.
card.
Yeah,
Even
true.
though it's not a little
sun,
round sun,
the sun
with a
is
face
there.
on it.
Yeah, you see the sunshine. You see it fall over him.
Basking in the glow of the
Basking in
morning
the glow.
light.
A refreshing thing to note is there's no creepy baby in this card.
Right.
Because I could not that.
Right.
You
That's what it looks like,
Like
as he falls off the horse.
Like I'm almost rooting for the horse. Come on, shake him loose.
Right? Shake that creepy baby.
Shake that creepy baby up off there.
He's like, nah, take it back. Take it back.
Get off me.
I don't want this.
No.
Though I'm curious as to why they can I see the pointer?
Yeah, that's the pointer.
Why they never mentioned this? Is that a flag? Oh, that must be a flag. See, there's that pointy thing up there. I wonder why they never mentioned the flag. They mentioned everything but the damn large flag.
Yeah.
Interessante.
What does the
Mucho
flag,
interessante.
What does the flag mean?
Maybe someone will be able to research and find out.
You don't
Because if you look in your card, he also has a draped kind of thingy.
It's a curtain.
Well, it's still fabric, Dave, and there's fabric in both cards.
Okay, yeah, that's a point.
So, Yeah. Fun for everyone in the sun.
Yay.
So let's move on to the next one. Actually, before I do that, hold on. There's comments. So
Comments? No.
Thomas said, I think he's contemplating the seasons.
I
the
saw
four
that, yes.
sunflowers, 4 seasons, and that's the wheel. I think it's Wiccan diagram of seasonal holidays.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It's like the wheel of the
It
year.
is. Wheel of the year. Oh, yeah, because there's the 8 spokes, right?
That's the 8 spokes.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and if you look closely, oh, yeah, each of these represent a different time of the year.
Yep. Buttercup.
Fun for everyone in the
Yay.
sun. Okay, next.
Card.
2 more. So next, guys, we have the
Yeah, we got some problems is what we got. How many cards we got left? You
2. You clearly didn't grab the judgment card.
hold on.
So while Dave's doing that, we'll zoom in on mine.
You lied.
And so ignore the world, because that's last. We're right on judgment here, folks. Stay focused. Let's zoom in. So here we have the judgment card. Yeah, again, the judgment card shows naked men, women, and children. This creator certainly loves his nakedness. The card shows naked men, women, and children rising from their graves. Oh, I thought those were boats. That's creepy and morbid. Arms outspread and looking up to the sky.
There we go, judgment.
Above is the archangel Gabriel, the messenger of God, who blows his trumpet.
He's cute.
The people respond to his call, ready to be judged, and to find out if they will be accepted into the heavens or not. In the background is an extensive mountain range, signifying the insurmountable obstacles and the impossibility of avoiding judgment. So here we have the mountain range, the naked people in their coffins just floating on the river, because, you know, that's not creepy whatsoever. And we have the Gabriel angel sounding his horn.
I'm going to sound a horn.
Your turn, Dave.
Oh, I got to pull it up on here. I got all sidetracked with the whole trumpets and blowing things.
Come on, Dave. Be focused.
Focus. Okay, judgment. At the front of the room, a proctor holds a leather portfolio for the exams. She's dressed She's dressed in black because the judgment experience isn't one that anyone takes lightly. The bird swinging from the perch is a phoenix, the mythical creature that burns to death and then rises from its own ashes. It's a reassuring symbol. It suggests that while failure is always a possibility, it doesn't signify the ending. Key symbols. 4 students sit at their desks, which symbolize work and study. They're dressed in red, yellow, blue, and green, which represent fire, air, water, and earth. The uniforms could suggest competition. There's 1 student to represent each school of magic at Mandrake Academy. The students are seated on stools, not chairs. They can't lean back and rest. They have to shoulder their own weight. Each student has a candle to help illuminate the questions and his or her answers. At the front of the room, a proctor holds that the leather portfolio, blah, blah, blah.
You know, that's not important whatsoever.
All right. At the front of the room, a proctor holds a leather portfolio for the exams.
Hold on, guys.
Blah, blah.
Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just let it out, Tim.
Okay.
Let it out.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. All right, shit. Let me start this over again.
Let's stop
Because
the
I think it is an important part.
Okay, so
Myself.
a proctor
is
stands
centered.
with a portfolio.
I'm myself. I'm centered. I'm myself. I'm centered. I'm myself. I'm centered. Okay, now I'm self-centered. At the front of the room, a proctor holds a leather portfolio for the exams. She's dressed in black because the judgment experience isn't one that anyone takes lightly. Even so, she doesn't look much older than the students who are taking the test. She may be waiting for her own examination scores and results. The bird springing from the perch is a phoenix, the mythical creature that burns to death. I swear to God, I'm hearing blah, blah, blah.
Right. It's like, didn't we just read this?
Yeah. To death arises with no actions and reasserts symbol. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Signify ending. The proctor's portfolio is marked with the glyph for Pluto. Right, you can see the Pluto glyph. What the hell's going on out there?
Oh, our neighbor's taking out the trash.
Jesus, she dragging bodies or something? What the... All right. Oh shit! I might end up our body that's out there. The Pluto, the planet, symbolizes endings. In mythology, Pluto was the god of the underworld. That's in the Roman.
Oh, that ginger thing leaping through the hoop, Thomas, is the phoenix.
That's the phoenix. Yeah, he's looking a bit pale. He's about ready to burst into flames. The window features the Hebrew letter Shin.
Right.
One of the letters meanings is shinui, or change.
Shinui.
Yeah. So yeah, when I see this card, right? I mean, judgment. Judgment. Just think of what the word judgment means. It doesn't necessarily mean like I'm judging you. It just may mean a guidance, judgment from, like
Your
a teacher,
peers, from
your
everyday
peers.
life.
So when this card comes up in a reading, I tell people to be on the lookout for advice. I also sometimes get a vibe that maybe a spirit animal or a guardian could be whispering advice to you, which could come in the form of strong instincts, and to actually pay attention to instincts like that. As far as similarities,
there's not much similar
like
between the
nothing.
cards. They're completely different.
Completely different.
We
wing.
got no angels.
We got a wing and we got a wing. That's about it.
We got men and women, but they're like children and babies, an adult.
Yeah.
Or
and
slightly older baby.
Like fucking zombies or something, because they're crawling out of coffins.
Yeah, we've risen.
Right? They're like the zombies are coming up and like what the hell is that, Gabriel? He's like, what the fuck? He's like spitballing them with the fucking Tudo over here. Like trying to get them to go back dead in the coffins, because like what the hell are they doing?
Oh my god, no. Every single time I see the judgment card and I see Gabriel with its horn, I'm just going to be thinking like he's spitballing them. That's
like,
all I'm going to see.
Get back in your coffin!
That's all I'm going to see. Thanks, Dave. Thanks,
You're
Dave.
welcome.
You completely just reshaped the entire meaning of the judgment card for everyone. Oh my gosh. This spitball card. Ugh. Guys, I pulled the spitball card.
Yay! Patooey!
Okay, we have the final card here, guys. Home stretch.
We are the world.
We have the world.
We
and yet
are
again,
the children.
another naked woman.
We are the ones to make a brighter place.
So we have.
Let's start giving. You don't know that song, do you?
Shh.
Because you listen to shit.
So we have.
Love you.
The world.
The world.
The world card shows a naked woman.
What is it with the naked women?
I don't know.
Like, seriously.
The world card shows a naked woman wrapped in a purple cloth, dancing inside a large laurel wreath.
That's laurels, huh?
Yes.
Ah.
She looks behind her to the past, while her body moves forward toward the future. In her hands are two wands, or batons, like the one the magician holds. Oh, I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Hold on. Boom. Let's zoom in for a second.
Zooming in. Yeah, you look at the side of my bald head over here. What are you... Really?
Uh, uh, sorry, guys. Hold on.
Something had about it.
So, where was I? Oh, the
Wand.
2 batons that the magician holds. It is a symbol that was manifested with the magician has now come to a completion with the world. The wreath is circular, symbolizing a continual cycle of successful pollution. Just kidding. Successful completion and a new beginning, because as the woman steps through the wreath, she is completing one phase but beginning another one straight away. Well, that's unfortunate. No one for you, woman. Around the reef are...
The reef? Around the reef?
Wow, we cannot talk tonight. It's getting late, y'all.
Oh, shit.
So, around the wreath are 4 figures. A lion. Wait, where are they? A lion.
Oh, yeah.
A bull. A cherub. And an eagle. Similar to those in the Wheel of Fortune. Both the world and the Wheel of Fortune speak to the cynical nature of your life and your progression through its cycles. The 4 figures represent the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. The Leo, the Taurus, the Aquarius,
The aquarium.
the Aquarius, and the Scorpio. They're the 4 symbolic elements, the 4 suits of the tarot, the 4 compass points, 4 seasons, and the 4 corners of the universe. That's a lot to hold for them on their shoulders. Literally.
Right? Yeah.
Literally. They are here to guide you from one phase to the next, bringing balance and harmony to your journey.
Was it my turn?
Yep, your turn.
All right, hold on a second.
Do you need the wand? Oh, here, I'll use it.
Yeah.
While you talk.
Yeah, something
Zoom
like that.
in.
All right, the world.
Actually, let's do that.
The world. The world is a card of completion and success. It depicts the Queen of the Witches. The Queen of the Witches once walked the path of the initiate, and now she guards the sacred world of magic and mystery for all who follow in her footsteps. The world card corresponds to Saturn, while Saturn's rings suggest limitations and restrictions. They also delineate boundaries that help us define our position and relate to other people without losing our own individuality. Key symbols. Mandrake Academy rises up in 3 dimensions from the pages of an open book. So I guess that's Mandrake Academy down there. The text represents the permanent records of the Akashic plane, a cosmic compendium of human experience and spiritual wisdom. The book also symbolizes the tarot, an unbound manuscript that can be shuffled and reread time after time.
Reread.
Like a never-ending story. The book seems to be floating in midair, a sign of its ethereal nature.
Dave, look, it's a pop-up. I'm sorry, I had to.
The queen is crowned with wisdom in the circular shape of a victory wreath. The wreath is held together by ribbons in the shape of a lamnescape, the figure 8 symbol of infinity. She wears a flowing white scarf, a gauzy piece of fabric that suggests 3 milestones in the journey of life. A swaddling cloth for a newborn, a veil for a bride, and a shroud for a corpse. Okay. In the background, 4 silhouettes take shape in the contours of the clouds. An eagle, a lion,
Eagle,
a bull, and an angel. They represent that Matt just farted.
Sorry.
They represent the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac: Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius.
Taurus.
Taurus. They also symbolize the 4 dimensions of width, length, height, and time.
Ooh, I like the length. And the width.
Oh my shit, that fucking stinks.
Sorry. Okay, keep going.
4 directions, 4 seasons, and 4 elements. The 4 suits of the minor arcana. Okay, I'm done. So this is the world card. Oh, jeez.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, you're
That's the
killing
new
me.
hashtag for tonight. Blah, blah, blah.
But when I see this card, it's your typical world card, right? You think of the opposite of the initiate. The initiate just starting out. Well, initiate is like the fool. In this deck, it's called the initiate. Is just starting out. She's all done. She's completed her journey. She has achieved the ultimate success.
She's like... Hold on. She's like, well, I've completed everything. Time for a bump bump.
Anyways, that's our cards.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we did get through them all. How the hell
We
long has it
did.
been on there?
Let's,
No wonder
let's
it's
zoom back in
fucking
on
goof.
us.
Holy shit, look at this mess.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Woo! What a night.
Oh,
Started
hour
out-
and 26 minutes. That
Oh
ain't
wow,
bad.
that actually went by really quickly.
Shit. No, I felt like 4 hours.
I know, it felt quite long. But then again, when the beginning was like very rigid and we're like, this is what it means. And then we lightened up and then it became hashtag blah blah blah, hashtag cray cray.
That's what happens when you smoke throughout the night. Things loosen up. Ow, cat! Ow!
But
Jesus.
I'm glad that we finally got through.
Oh, God.
We finally got through the major arcana.
Yay!
Woohoo! Only took 3 videos to get through that.
Yay, let's call the series.
So next we will be. Ooh, well, actually, if I maybe part it right here. Oh God, no! I look like Donald Trump now.
You look like the thing
Let's
from the ring.
not.
Top.
Wait.
7 days.
So up next. Oh well, obviously we have the minors. But I will be doing a video.
Ow! Fucking.
Oh, the cat's right there. I almost squished him.
I'm gonna
I will be
squish him
doing
in
a
second.
series on the court cards
If you do
next.
one more claw, it's gonna get rough up in here.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put them in segments. So I'll do the 4 suits of the kings,
The 4 suits.
queens, knights, and the pages all together, and then I'll start going into the ace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, ow! All right, you're gonna get tossed, muskrat.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me for Tarot
Jazz hands.
Symbolism
That's double
Part
bye-bye.
3. Yeah, hope you guys learned something.
Oh, should they want to see the kitty?
Oh.
Poor kitty. Go ahead, pick it up and
I'll
give it a
pick 'em
show. He's
Yeah,
like
bubbies.
clawing the
Come
shit
on,
out of me.
bubbies.
If I pick him up, I call
Bubbies.
throw him. Wow, there he is. That's a little Thor. That's a little Thor. Isn't it the kitty?
I feel like I'm in Lion King. You.
The funny thing is, yeah, the cat is like, the hell with you, and comes back to haunt me.
Ouch!
Okay, you can kiss my butt. You get the bum end.
I don't know. Take it back. Take it back.
Come here.
Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna hop off because it's almost 10 o'clock. And we've been doing this for a while. And plus, oh my god, you guys! So I
Oh my
just got
god!
the dead weight deck, and I am so excited from James, who's the creator of Trip and Weight, Dead Weight, what
the
other
fuck? I
deck?
hate
The
the opposite.
Winter Weight, a lot of weight decks. Well, the cooler weight decks.
Wait a minute. Help me here. I'm trying to get the spider to make ears on my head.
Right?
It ain't working.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
There you go.
Something accomplished.
There it is. Accomplished goals.
Yeah, so I'm going to hop off this so I can do a pre-recording of the Deadweight Tarot deck that I received for you guys. So I can have
Don't
that
forget,
posted.
like and subscribe.
Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel
Ring
if
the
you
bell.
haven't, ring the bell for notifications. check out the Wizard's
The
Tower.
Wizard's Tower, right
One
here.
word.
I'm the one with the big pointy hat, even though sometimes my thing gets
He's
all
the
kind
Wiz.
of doingy. Look at that, man. I'm pointing that way. Oh, no, that way. There he is.
Yep, he's going that way, you guys.
Hat like an Egyptian.
No. Anyways, love you guys, and thank you so much for stopping in. And we will see you guys next time for Tarot Thursday Symbolism Part 4, The Minors. Bum, bum, bum.
Boom.
Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.